5. The gremlins are at work, Mr. Stu.
Yes, they got me today. I'm on computer. Oh, Mr. Pickles. Look what I got.
I know. You love the taste of my juice in your mouth, Stu Smith, and that joke never gets old.
I got the extra large one today.
Of course. It's because you actually
give it a
drinking my
shot.
juice now. Mmm.
Woo, that's brisk, baby.
Bad.
It's brisk, baby.
Well, Jim hasn't been letting me come on the show very much. Have you noticed that? We're not seeing a whole lot of Mr. Pickles. Sometimes there's a whole show with no Mr. Pickles. You believe that?
Yeah, we should do that. We should have a special show where at least 20 minutes of the show is just you and me. We'll banter.
Yeah.
We'll have some nice banter.
We'd lose our entire audience because my voice is annoying as crap. And after 2 minutes, everybody's like, I've had enough of this.
Perhaps.
Just saying. No worse than Jim's voice, though.
Maybe we can do 10 questions with Mr. Pickles.
10 quick questions with Mr. Pickles, as long as he's the one asking the questions. So, Stu, the gremlins are at work, man. I've been trying to send some DMs and other stuff, and Boxer's not working the way it's supposed to, and just it's a weird day today with technology. So, I'm holding.
Yeah, having to go with my backup. I was gonna get my laptop out, but I just decided to just go with my phone, just as easy.
Are you rebooting?
I am rebooting right now.
Oh, good. Well,
I had quite a productive morning, Jim. What's your marketing diary look like today? Mine has already got a list of stuff I've been doing.
That's good, Stu. Good for you. You're always overachiever. I actually don't. Yeah, I got people for that, Stu. I'm gonna check in at 10:30 with my meeting. I got people take care of my marketing stuff for me, man.
Okay. Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hope we did something. This is like that. Remember Highlights as a kid when you went to the doctor's office? Highlights magazine. They had Goofus and Gallant.
Great
I'm
magazine.
I'm definitely Goofus. Remember the Timber Toes?
Remember
the family? So I'm Goofus and you're Gallant today, or as the French say, Gallant. What's on your marketing diary list? What have you gotten done today?
Well, I have an article that went out in a newsletter, which also was part of a book launch. I have a social media post, video, swimming instruction, post on a book launch meme, and content on mobility social media post. But I will tell you, after last week's show, I got the idea, and I just did a little research, like how many days until spring, and it was 25 days until spring. Yeah. So I am actually doing a 25-day countdown to spring with a meme of the day that helps me push an old book to get people started with a little momentum and book launch a new book called Spring Training. And it's going awesome. I got the actual book done. I actually got the book done 5 days into the 25-day segment, and now it's just.
So have you
a lot of fun.
have you actually started selling the book?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Book, ebook, everything. Yep.
Okay.
Got it up on Lulu and.
Nice work, man. That's very cool. Yeah. Well, I know that today on the Jim and Stu show and on the podcast, I do know that something is going to go in my marketing diary today because it's Wednesday, and Wednesday is the day we send our newsletter out. So there's always something that happens in my marketing newsletter on Wednesdays and Thursdays, because Wednesday is newsletter day and Thursday is the article of the week. Sunday, we always have Where Will Jim Be This Week? Like, which is making fun of Where's Waldo. And then we were like, hey, we could make like Where's Jim plus TV guide type thing. Susan takes care of that. Actually, Susan and Nancy take care of all those things. I create the content and they're the ones that send them out. So I am
Nice.
going to do something is going to make it onto my marketing calendar today. Hey, guess what else is going to go on my marketing calendar right now? Podcast. Oh, look at me. Went live with Stu. He's like, oh, I can put that on my list too.
Yep. Forgot about
so
that. That's number 5.
There you go.
For me.
So
for me,
is your computer rebooting or is it fried?
it is still rebooting. I'm just gonna try to log in from my computer. It'd be 2 of me on your show, which never done that before.
If I let it in, if I let you
That's
in.
True. True.
Is it rebooting or is it like not working? Oh, okay.
No, it's working. It's fine.
And
it was just my microphone and video wasn't talking to my browser, so I even changed browsers. It's just a mess. So I just went with the emergency 1-minute backup with my phone.
There you go. So today.
So you want to know what we're talking about?
I would love to know today's topic because I was about to do a great segue of, hey, Stu, today's topic is.
Well, today's topic is asking the question, is email marketing dead?
Okay.
We're going to discuss the use of email in today's social media dominated media marketing space. Sure, you may feel that email is outdated or only used in formal correspondence now. In fact, you should see whenever I talk to a young person, like send me an email, they give me the old, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
they give me the old stink eye, like, huh? Email.
Yeah, it's funny. I was playing Xbox this weekend, as I tend to do whenever I get the chance. And some guy I was playing with Killing Zombies was like, hey, I need to get y'all's Instagram. And I was just listening. I wasn't really, making friends or anything. But these young guys, they were all in their early 20s and playing this zombie game. And they were all like giving each other their Instagram. Like it was nothing. And
like it was an email or a phone number.
Right. Like back in the day, it would have been like, hey, what's your email address? But with the younger folks, but the problem is none of them got any money. So I don't care what the heck they do. Because, I mean, all the statistics I'm hearing is anybody under the age of 30 still living with their mom. And Mom, can I have money for pizza? So I'm not too worried about getting them on my list. Sorry. Though I have been doing some coaching with a young man from... he lives in Norway. This dude's got an Amazon bookstore. No, he showed me the stuff he's got going on, man. This dude's doing close to $1 million a year just on Amazon.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so here we go. Stu, you're back.
Hey,
now you got to turn off your phone. Get rid of your phone.
Got it.
Okay. All right. So what's up, C-Ray? What's up, Anna? What's up, Hafsa, Vicky? Glad y'all are here. So some of the 20-somethings are actually doing some worthwhile stuff, but we're not here today to rip on them. So I have the perfect answer for the question, is email dead? Is email marketing dead? And everybody who's here with us live, and I don't want to hear about your coach or your perfect morning or how you're self-actualized and you don't let your computer dictate your day, okay? Not you, but those in general. But how many of you, pretty much the first business activity that you engaged in today was checking your email? How many of you check the freaking email is pretty much the first thing that you're going to do, that you do? I'm one of them. Susan raised her hand. I know we're not supposed to do that. Stu was checking his email on his phone in my garage on an exercise bike, talking to his phone last time I saw him in person. So, for real though, how many of you, the first thing that you do business-wise is to check that email? Or if it's not the first thing, it's pretty dang close, like within the first hour. All right. As far as business is concerned, email is still alive, well, and kicking. Email is absolutely still alive. Will never die. I have heard the death knell of email marketing. The first one was RSS feeds when blogs first came out, and RSS, oh, it's all going to be pushed now. People are going to subscribe to your feed, and there are feed readers, and that was the big thing. Everybody was going to have a feed reader, and they were going to get RSS feed stuff and look at things when they're ready for it. You going to make it? That pickle juice getting you? Okay. So,
wrong pipe.
Mr. Pickle's juice is strong.
Yeah,
and
got me.
So it was RSS feeds, then it was instant messaging, and then it was push notification, like direct to desktop was going to kill email marketing. That nobody does that. Nobody has an RSS reader. Sorry, you don't. I mean, maybe there's one goober that does, but none of us do. Social media, that was all going to replace email. Hadn't done it. In fact, the most profitable use of social media.
Facebook IM was going to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what we found is the most profitable use of any of those tools is to get somebody to give you their email so that you can communicate with them through email. So email's not going anywhere. Email's not dead. The one thing that we got to be careful of, though, Stu, is it okay for me to go to the board?
Let's go to the board, Jim.
Okay, let's go to the board, Stu. And what is happening, and this is nothing new, but what's getting harder and harder to do is to make it into the inbox. Because people have, especially, inside of Gmail, you got social, and then what? Let me look at mine. Social and promotions.
Yeah.
How much do you ever go into the promo tab? I have never been into the promotions tab.
No, I mean, part of me wants to tap it right now just because I don't think I've ever been in there.
Right, and I mean, sometimes I see stuff like, oh wow, there's something I guess I should have seen. Oh well, I found it another way though. But so I actually Gmail puts stuff in the way of stuff making it into your inbox. Okay. The other thing, there are filters out there. Did you ever use spam arrest?
Yes.
Okay, I used spam arrest for forever. I used in conjunction with spam arrest, I used a program forever called Mail Washer. I now use something called SaneBox, which further sorts all my email before I actually ever even see it. And this is all from being too lazy to actually just go in and unsubscribe from stuff. A lot of it is just me being too lazy to remember why I'm on this person's mailing list and not going down and hitting unsubscribe. But sometimes hitting unsubscribe actually, if it's a phishing thing or something like that, you can hit unsubscribe and you think you're getting off their list, and all you're doing is signaling, hey, this is a real email. Yeah, I'm going to sell this for, on the dark web. So my current drug of choice right now is SaneBox, which makes it even harder for anybody to get in. So what is your objective as far as creating a situation where you actually get into the inbox and maybe stay, make it past these things, make it past filters, have all the automated stuff say, hey, this might be somebody that this person actually knows. And that is with the I words, Stu. Ready? Interaction. You need to create some interaction where people are either downloading something. So if they get on your list, they got to actually pay attention and get you into that inbox so they can download or get the goodie that you offered to them. That's a key. The other thing is that if there's some sort of back and forth, at least in SaneBox, like if I send you something and then you reply back, SaneBox automatically says, okay, you must know this dude. So they don't ever block anything from that email address. So if you can get some kind of, what's up, April? What's up, Carlin? if you get some kind of interaction where they're participating. That's, one, and this just made me think of something. I'm just thinking out loud. This is brainstorming, okay? But what if the way to get the goodie was to reply to this email?
Oh, that's a participation method.
Yeah. But it's like, hey, if you want this thing, you got to reply to this email. So it's I wonder, I got to think that through, because that tells if they're replying back to you. I'm just thinking about Gmail. I don't know about anything else, but out of Gmail, if you reply back to an email and then that email address sends you something back, Gmail's gonna, at least from my experience, is gonna treat that like you're corresponding with somebody. Sanebox is gonna do the exact same thing. So I wonder, you make somebody opt in, and then instead of having the typical double opt-in thing, it's like, hey, you gotta, in order to get something, you gotta reply back. I'm gonna think that through. I just had a little brainstorm there, but that would be the way to create that interaction.
Yeah.
Hey, if
maybe
you want this thing, email us back.
You can send them back a special file, special PDF or something.
Or not even a PDF, just a link.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't want to send, I don't like sending attachments.
Good point.
But anyway, do it with them, and somehow there'd be an autoresponder in there. Anyway, now I've gone off on a Jim tangent, but you know what? Sometimes from thinking these things through, some pretty cool ideas have come off of this amazing whiteboard. The magic whiteboard. Interesting. Okay. So the key with this whole thing is to make it into the inbox. And what gets you ultimately into the inbox, I mean, yeah, this is playing around with different stuff, but it's being seen as value. If people think they're going to get value from you, you will make it into the inbox. They will open your email. That is the number one thing, is people are drowning in information, starving for knowledge. They're just, they need value. They need help. So anyway, that's how you make it in.
And having a clever headline hook will help them open it.
Oh yeah, the subject line is
line is critical.
Yeah, absolutely.
I find if I put in something like beware of these 4 things, or if I put in favorite workout of the week, free, right? All of those things tend to get a lot more openers.
Free stuff, curiosity, benefit, fear,
mistakes,
tying it to the news. I can think of one like today. If we were going to announce this or push something out there, did Russian hackers hit Stu's computer? No, hey, that's gonna stop the scroll. That is gonna get a click. And all I say is, hey, today we were late getting started today because Stu's computer wasn't working. He had to log in on it, and it took him 20 minutes to get it straight. And with everything that's going on in the world right now, every time anything goes wrong, it has the hacking attack started. I mean, we couldn't log into Presenter Media for an hour this morning. We couldn't. Voxer wasn't working right. Everything that goes wrong now in everybody's mind is it Russian hackers? So, I mean, I'm telling you, I could get opens with, did Russian hackers hit Stu's computer today?
I like that.
So news is a great one, if you do it right. If you do it wrong and people are like, oh, it's just BS, then it can backfire on you. But using newsjacking definitely is a cool technique.
My Super Bowl article was a good one. I got a lot of eyeballs on my site from people who didn't know my site.
What were you spamming people?
No, not really. It was just, I made sure all my social media had it on there. And it was just the top 10 military recruiting commercials article
of all time.
I said, and I said, if there was a military advertisement for the Super Bowl, these would be the ones I would pick to go into the Super Bowl commercial time slot.
That was smart.
And it was just fun. It was just a fun little thing down history. I pulled stuff from the 80s that, I remember as a kid, and it was fun. Good time.
Dude, if I had some type of an antivirus software, or if I had a cybersecurity thing, I just thought of the perfect headline. Is name computer vulnerable to Russian hackers? So I mean, you'd have to send this to just people that you have permission to send it. But it was like, is Stu's computer vulnerable to Russian hackers? Is Carlin's computer vulnerable to Russian hackers? That's a cool way of using mail merge stuff to tie the name to the news. That'd be a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
Another one. Holidays and events. What's the big thing that everybody does the Friday after Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So that's why there's somewhere online, I used to know where it was, but there's a calendar of all the events that are going on in the world, like all the days. Like the other day was National, I don't know.
Today is Ash Wednesday. 40 days until Easter. I could come up with something for that too.
There you go. Well, the good thing is that that means spring is on its way.
Yes. It is 18 days from spring. Know how I know that?
Because last week it was 25 and you deleted and you subtracted 7.
But I've also put in 7 memes on my Instagram explaining that countdown with an advertisement for ending bulking season, we call it in the fitness world.
There you go.
Hibernation season, building some momentum for spring training. That was my theme for the next 18 days, spring countdown.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The neat thing about doing countdowns is it gives you permission to throw a little pitch every day without being considered like, man, all this website is or all this social media is nothing but ads for his book. It just gives you permission because they're funny, a little bit entertaining, as well as has some information in it too, with a store link, embedded into the picture.
Yeah, I take exception to you saying you can send.
I know that, but
every
kids,
day.
you got to remember,
it's a valuable tidbit of information every day with an invitation to take the next step for your own benefit.
I get it, but kids are fickle, man. You throw a couple ads up there 2 days in a row, and like kids quit following you. Just
really,
yeah.
Okay, because your stuff's all supposed to be free. Like mommy and daddy stuff is free. Is that what you're saying to me? Huh? This world runs on, it's like a guy knew how to boat, had a sign that said, my boat runs on gas and oil, not thanks. And there you go, kids. This is show business, not show charity. So there you go. All right.
Anyway, like I said, the younger generation sometimes a little fickle with the the blatant ads in social media.
There you go. All right. Well, when kids become conservatives?
When they start making money.
When they have to start paying their own bills. Who's FICA? And why is he taking all this money out of my paycheck? So, all right, man. I think we know that email marketing is not dead. Let's move on to the podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about email newsletters, right?
Well, yeah, it's basically 5 tips for effective business email. So we're taking the Jim and Stu show and turning it into a podcast. Basically, we're just adding some very special tips on the back end of this one.
Well, there you go. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Sales Copywriting and Content Marketing Hacks podcast. I'm your host, Jim Edwards, along with my trusty co-host and podcast producer, Mr. Stu Smith. Welcome, Stu.
Thank you, Jim.
And today we are talking about important tips for effective business emails. And this is a continuation of the Jim and Stu show, which you can watch live every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern on social media. So, Stu, 5 things about business email to get better results. How would you like to start?
Well, there's more than 5, but we're going to narrow it down to 5 for the
You're only going to get 5. Okay.
Hopefully we'll get 5.
Oh, I know we're going to get 5.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just going to go to the board, Stu, and we're going to start. I really don't know what the heck I would do if I didn't have this board anymore. I'm going to find out next week. I'm going to speak down in Florida, and I'm not going to have my board. So
I'll tell you what, it's making me reconsider my whole backdrop.
Well, dude, you can get a marker and start drawing right now on that backdrop. The problem is that erasing it isn't quite as easy as it is for me. So I would say the number 1 tip for business mail is to have permission to send it. That is the number 1 tip. I get people ask me all the time, hey, Jim, what's the best script for sending cold emails? And my response is none of them, because we don't send cold emails. We don't send emails to people we don't know trying to get them to buy stuff. We just don't do it. Now, have I ever emailed somebody I didn't know? Sure. But I wasn't sending them a newsletter or any kind of stuff like that. I did like legitimate inquiries. So that's the number 1 thing. We have permission, and permission doesn't just mean, well, okay, permission. Number 2.
Hey, before we go to 2, I have permission part 1. And that is you actually pay to get my newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a membership site where basically every week it gets updated with new articles, new videos, new workouts of the week. But I send that to those who pay for that membership in the form of a newsletter. So it's all in one package for them, so they don't have to go hunt and peck through the website. They can do that if they want to. And
I believe in the
weeks. But
I believe in the trade, they call that a digest.
Ooh, there you go.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
That's what I have then. A
So
digest.
the ultimate permission absolutely comes from paid customers. Paid people have pretty much given you permission with their wallet to send them stuff. Every once in a while, you'll get a chucklehead who's like, I didn't sign up for this to get emails from you. Fine, unsubscribe. That's fine. It's not a problem. We'll take you off the list. Not a problem. I'm gonna put you on my list of people who don't want extra value and don't want to grow and don't want to get great results. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you off my list of people who want to get those results. The second thing is anticipation. You don't just have permission to send it, but they're waiting to catch it. It's kind of like trying to play catch by yourself. It only works if there's somebody there to catch the ball. Otherwise, it's a whole lot of just one-time fun. I remember playing catch with Johnny and Eli, my grandsons, and, teaching them how to catch the ball. Put your eyes on the ball. When they're not looking, the ball hits them upside the head, and then they cry, and I get yelled at, and all that good stuff. There's got to be the anticipation in order for them to want to pay attention. How do you create anticipation? By providing value. By providing something that's going to help them and actually give them something that they want. Help them to alleviate their fears and their pains and get their short-term and long, all the stuff we do with avatars. Knowing that's your avatar paying attention. All right, number 3, it's relevant. Every once in a while, you can go off topic. Every once in a while, I can go over into like mindset or some of this stuff. But pretty much what people want from me is copywriting, content marketing, publishing, video, anything involved with putting words on paper, having words come out of your mouth that actually gets somebody to buy, try, click, sign up, or call on the phone. People are like, yep, that's what Jim does. That's how Jim helps us. That's what we're paying attention. Okay. Jim starts talking about, I don't know, yoga or I don't know, nutrition, things like that. They give you a little bit of leeway because it's like, oh, it shows Jim is a well-rounded person and he's trying to bring us, a little extra here and there. But if I did 2 things about yoga, people would be like, has the boy lost his mind? It's just point. There you go. So permission to send, anticipation to receive, relevant information. Number 4, consistency. It's showing up. Yeah, I spelled that right. Consistency. It's not just showing up once and being like, ta-da! Or they haven't heard from you in a year, and then you're like, hey, I'm back. Why doesn't everybody buy all my stuff? Because you haven't been there consistently all along adding value. You're just showing up because you need something. Everybody and their brother is on that person's list, and they're probably over in the promotions tab now, that the only time they show up is to try and sell you the next latest and greatest thing. That's it. That's it. That's the only reason they show up is to try and sell you something. And hell, you can't even remember how you got on their list in the first place. And finally, the 5th ingredient, permission, anticipation, relevant, consistent. What would you say is the 5th one, Stu?
I was going to add in there updating of current products and services. So maybe a launch type of thing. But I'm not sure where you're going with it.
Well, I'll use your word, but what I was trying to say, it's current or up to date was what I was going to say, up to date, but you actually did it in one word. So that fit. Permission, anticipation, relevant, consistency, current. So thank you for that, Stu. But that's absolutely, it's like, this isn't stuff from 2 years ago. You're constantly improving and leading. You're leading in today's world. I actually had a guy tell me, what the heck? He was selling something about blogging, and I'm like, dude, that doesn't even work anymore. And he said, yeah, I know, but they don't know it, and it might work for some people. And his philosophy was literally, I'll use it till it stops working, and then I'll teach it to other people once it starts to lose its effectiveness. Or you got people that are still teaching stuff they did back in 2007. Now, principles never change, but tactics on the internet and the way you do it and what we do with online, with promoting our business online and even offline, evolves.
Oh,
so
yeah.
What's up, Kevin? What's up, Miss Denise? So I think that's part of creating anticipation. What's the new cool stuff that Stu's got? You know, the consistency and being up to date. That's what makes your email marketing work. That's what makes all of this stuff work. Now, we could talk about specific tactics as well, like your newsletter. So, like for your news, well, let's talk about emails and let's talk about newsletters. And then we'll wrap it up. What makes a great email work, Stu?
A good hook with relevant content.
Okay. Hook. Relevant hook, subject line.
Yeah.
Okay. Relevant content. And it should always have a
Offer.
Call to action, yes. Offer, call to action. So, the one thing I have found is that the offer typically is the offer to click to go to the next step in the sales process, not here's all the information, click the buy button. I've never been able to sell very effectively out of email. The whole purpose of email, 99 times out of 100, is to get the click to go to the next step. That's the best use I have found of email. Unless you're sending a newsletter. In which case, you send a newsletter, and what makes a good newsletter, Stu?
All the same.
Exactly. That was great. That's right. That's exactly it. Relevant content. It's just there's more content in the thing.
Yes.
That's it. And probably some pictures.
Pictures, article links, video. I usually put it all in there.
Yeah,
Workout, charts.
Yeah. The stuff is all in there. And unlike here, where the part is to get them to go to the next step in the sales process, and so you don't have a ton of content. So my best emails are like 3-4 lines, a couple paragraphs. Here we actually put the whole article in the newsletter because the purpose of this email is as much just to stay on people's radar and to buy up some real estate in their mind to make a deposit in the bank of life of value, so that when we send these to try and punch the button in the giant vending machine to get money and stuff to come out, people are like, hey, that looks good. So the mistake that a lot of people make is that it's all one or the other. Either they give everything away for free and then they get pissed when no one buys anything, or it's sell, and never any really value. Even not, and there are different things you can do to disguise sales as value, disguise value as sales. I mean, if you're doing it right, they can't tell the difference because there is no difference. One person's sales letter, the best way to think of it is one person's sales letter is another person's special report. What somebody else would say, that's just a giant pitch. Somebody else, man, this is some great information to help me make a decision on something that I want to make a decision. Man, what are you doing over there?
I spilt my cup.
You okay? Do we need to get a mop on aisle 5?
No, just kind of fell off. It's all right.
Okay.
Sorry. Make a noise.
But that's critical to understand that if you want people to read your email, whether it's your newsletter or email, you got to have a great hook, which is great subject line to get them to stop and then open it up. Then you got to have relevant content, valuable content, and the promise of value. And then with an email teaser, typically the value, you continue your journey towards the value by clicking the link. In the newsletter, the journey towards value happens inside the newsletter with then an offer to continue the journey towards value by clicking a link or multiple links. So it's just moving, all it is just moving the line of where the value starts happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the bottom line is it's all about hooking people and giving them value and then moving them, inviting them on to the next step.
Yeah. I would say as a summary there is that you got to think of the email as very short attention span.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lose them quickly. So don't put a whole lot of stuff in it.
Yeah.
And then the newsletter is someone who is going to that to actually see what's going on. Their attention's going to last a little longer.
Yes. Yeah. But even that, attention spans are getting shorter. And I don't think it's attention spans are getting shorter. I think it's that there is more intense competition for a finite amount of attention that everybody has. So
true. Plus, you see an inbox with 50 emails in it. If you're not hitting the delete button without opening them, the ones that you are opening are a quick scan.
Yeah. So
you got to really get them good in that one. So,
and that's a principle that has been around since people started sending mail. And Dan Kennedy, he's the first one I heard say, you basically want to make it into the friends pile. When people used to get tons and tons and tons of mail before they got tons and tons and tons of email, now you don't get tons of mail. And so it's hard to see this in action. But the first thing that happens, whether it's at work or at home, bring in the mail and start, okay, all the catalogs go in one pile. And then it's like bill. Then it's like stuff from the friends, like a card or whatever. And then the rest. And what you want to do, the only pile that is opened with anticipation is the friends pile.
Huh.
You got to make it into the friends pile if you want to have any chance of making it. And so if you just for a few days sort your mail that way, you'll see that the vast majority of people that do still send mail are doing things that instantly get them thrown into the advertising pile that normally gets pitched and is sorted over the trash can. Literally is sorted over the trash can. And sometimes the trash can in the driveway. The stuff that you can make it in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's the same thing with your email. Got to look at and all the time I'll look at it. I literally look at my email from that perspective. What would I open and why did I open it? And how can I apply this to when I'm sending my own stuff?
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten a couple of good subject lines from my mom who'll just, she just put, because it's from her. In my book, I describe writing the way to write the perfect email pitch is to write to a friend. And then, it's secret number 18, how to write a killer email teaser fast, page 159. But it's write it to a friend and then just send it to everybody. There you go. All right, man. Well, this was good. We got to end up a little bit early today. Got some other things tight on my calendar. So we will not be on next week. I'll be speaking down in Florida, but we will pick up the week after. So appreciate everybody. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you head on over to the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks group on Facebook. We've got over 20,000 people in there, but it's good people and very helpful and can give you some feedback on some good stuff. So Appreciate y'all, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.